Hi everyone, if you're not already aware, there's been a tremendous amount of future activity planned for the heart of the Mississauga city center. From transit expansion to numerous development launches, this area continues to grow and transform into one of the most premier locations in the GTA. A driving factor for this is also, of course, the development of Exchange District condos, a multi-phase development. And I have the pleasure to speak with Christopher Castellano today. He's the Vice President of Sales and Marketing at Camrost Felcorp. And we're going to discuss Exchange Signature Residences, or EXS as it's better known, and talk about this final phase in this visionary development. So Chris, thank you for taking the time today.
Sehr, thank you so much.
It feels like just yesterday that we were selling EX3. It was back in August. Can't believe it.
Yes, you know what? We've actually gone through the 3 buildings in fairly rapid succession. Thanks, of course, to yourself and the team at My Condo Source, having partnered with us throughout all 3 and moving a good deal of units, and seeing sort of what the prices have done and what you've been able to accomplish for your clients that have purchased with you at previous developments. It's really been a treat to bring the project to where it is today. And your intro is better than anything I'm going to say. So the downtown sort of city center of Mississauga has really been evolving over the past couple of years. As you mentioned, I think the Exchange District and Kamros was really a catalyst in it, but we're also very pleased to see what's happening in the Exchange District, let's call the expanded Exchange District, with all the other developments that are going on in it. Historically, development in Mississauga was very much a suburban style development. And I think with the advent of Exchange District and with a lot of the other things that are starting to pop up, you're starting to see it turn into the urban center it deserves to be. And our final building, EXS, Exchange Signature Residences, is really going to be, the feather in the cap for that urban transformation, because we're bringing a boutique building that has high-end luxury finishes with a very high luxury level of service that you would typically find in center downtown Toronto, in Yorkville, these high-end areas like that is still lacking in Mississauga. So it's a very interesting offering that we're going to be bringing to the purchasers very shortly.
Yeah, and Exchange District also just won the Gold Award at the National Association of Home Builders for Best Master Plan Community.
Yeah, it was
can you tell us a little bit more about
that? For sure.
That?
So it was a big win for us. It was incredible. We took home Master Plan Community of the Year. We beat out some very strong competition from across Canada and the United States. Exchange District has been Mississauga's most awarded master plan community, and by extension, one of Canada's most awarded master plan communities. We've won almost, I believe it's over 30 awards now for this development, ranging everything from our marketing, our sales strategies, our development planning, our rezoning planning. Really every aspect of the district has been award winning. And I think the reason for that is because when David Feldman first sat down to put this development together, he needed to make sure that it was going to be a world-class development. So we brought in world-class designers, world-class architects, world-class consultants to really bring us to that next level. And the awards and adulations are, speak for themselves. It's incredible. It's fantastic to be able to have the awards here up on the wall, but it's much more fulfilling to know that the hard work that is being done here in Mississauga by us, by yourself, by your purchasers, is finally getting the recognition it deserves.
Right. And let's go back to what you just said. You said that Camrost really is a catalyst. I think a lot of condo purchasers nowadays are looking at who the developer is more than even ever before. And Camrost has been in the business for 45 years. They've built a lot of communities. And this isn't their first master plan community either.
No.
What has led them to be so successful, to continuously do the same thing again and again?
For sure. That's a great question. So Camrost, as a developer, we've been around for over 45 years now, delivered over 80 buildings, some 20,000 residences, over 2 million square feet of commercial and retail space. So we really know what we're doing. We've developed all across the GTA. We developed out in Mississauga in the 80s and 90s. The last couple of decades, we've been focused on downtown Toronto, specifically Yorkville and Midtown. And master plan communities have really become our hallmark in the past decades. The reason for that is it provides incredible value for our purchasers. Camrost, at the end of the day, is a developer who puts residents first. We think about the people that are going to be living in our buildings and living in our spaces and try to think what is the best we can do for them. So we were the first really to champion the Park Lawn and Lakeshore node with our Mystic Point Master Plan community. Then in Midtown with the Imperial Village Master Plan community. Then in Yorkville with the whole historic Four Seasons revitalization we did there with that Master Plan community. Most recently in Leaside with Upper East Village that you and my Condo Source team had worked on. That's another master plan community. And now finally here we are at Exchange District, an award-winning master plan community. So why Camrost has become such a dependable developer and a developer that people can trust in to get things built in a very efficacious manner is because of the experience we bring to it. Being around for so long has allowed us the privilege of being able to see what works well, what doesn't work well, what residents will actually use and what they won't be using. So we're able to optimize our projects, project after project. And really at the end of the day, it's bringing together the best possible teams to put it all together. We're only as good as the team we can assemble, and we always take the time to make sure we put together the best possible team to build our developments.
Right. And you've partnered with IBR Architects, for example, the best in the industry, really, to bring this together. Yes, so super privileged to be working with IBR Architects.
We've got BDP Architects out of London, England. They are the ones who designed the pedestrian piazza, the grade access to retail, all of that. We've got Made Collective, which is an interior design agency that specializes in designing high-end hotels and resorts around the world. So they were really able to bring their expertise as to how people flow through spaces to make the Exchange District what it is. And then ultimately a very big consultant, I'll call them, that we work with is our own internal Camcorp Construction. So Camrost, as you know, is a vertically integrated developer, one of the few in the city of Toronto. And having our own internal construction team means that we're able to scrutinize all aspects of construction from start to finish. So it's not only enough for a Camrost project to be completed, but it has to be completed to the highest possible standards, which is why we've been around for 45 years and which is why we're planning to be around for much longer than another 45 years. And really that's what it comes down to. That's the Camrost difference, if you will, is everyone looking over and poring over every detail to make sure that we're developing something for the end user, the resident who's going to live in the space.
Yes, and there's obviously a lot of strategic planning and analysis that goes into picking locations.
Yes.
So why did you decide that this was the best location to put Exchange District and give it the home to?
So Camrost has a long history of being able to find locations that are poised for large future growth. There are specific indicators we look for. With Exchange District and the location of it, it really is center ice in downtown Mississauga. When you look at Mississauga as a city and you've seen the evolution it's gone through, all the metrics are there for it to be a world-class location. You've got incredible access to jobs, communal amenities like hockey rinks, parks, baseball diamonds, soccer fields. You've got an incredible school system. You've got the advent of rapid transit that's coming with the Huron-Ontario LRT that's going to be completed in 2024. So when you look at all these benefits of this area and you combine them together, you really see that it's a location that's poised for massive future growth. Because it has the population base currently and will in the future with all, the 500,000 jobs that they're forecasting for the city of Mississauga. You've got Pearson Airport, which is a huge hub of employment. You've got over 70 Fortune 500 companies that have their head office in Mississauga. So really, you have a huge population that is looking for an exciting development to live in and to visit on weekends or in their time off. And that's why we've been so successful and why it's been so easy to sell is because we're really offering something that Mississauga so desperately needs, an urban world-class location.
Yeah, and while Mississauga is growing, Exchange District is really going to transform the skyline with the design and the architecture.
Exactly. So the architecture that IBI put together with its cantilever blocks that are in 90-degree rotation over each other really will become a much more masculine and defining fixture in the skyline that's almost like a dancing partner to the more feminine, sinuous Marilyn Monroe, the Absolute Towers. And with EXS, the final building that we're launching and talking about here, it's got its own unique design. This being the more boutique of the buildings, this being the one with the hotel in it, this being the one that's got, all the incredible restaurants at its base. We really wanted to create a building that stood out from the rest of it, that it's really a level above. So not only in terms of finishes and appliances, we've partnered with Miele to bring incredible high-end European appliances. We've got Trevisana doing their imported Italian kitchens. Kohler, the American plumbing manufacturer, bringing all the plumbing fixtures into it. So we really wanted to create a tower that stood out among an already award-winning master plan community.
Right. So Exchange 1, 2, and 3 placed a lot of emphasis on lifestyle and amenities.
Yes.
What are we going to be seeing in this tower?
So you're going to be seeing the next evolution of it. So in
Okay.
terms of amenities, EXS will have access to the 20,000 square foot Exchange Club,
Okay.
which has got the indoor pool, the half-court basketball, the outdoor lounge, the barbecues, the party rooms, the fitness facilities, all that great stuff, as well as it'll have its own private work from home spaces, expansive work from home pods, and all the things that have become increasingly more important in today's world.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, being the building with the boutique hotel and wanting to offer that increased level of service, residents in EXS will have the option to choose whether or not they'd like to enroll in these hotel services.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes, like
Okay.
room service, cleaning services, turn down services. All of this will be, options that purchasers can look into and have at their doorstep. So really an elevated service offering that just doesn't exist today in Mississauga.
Yeah. So it's a very, very unique opportunity to get in.
Yes.
What else can you tell us in terms of suite mix and suite layouts?
For sure. So I think as you've seen throughout our previous Exchange District buildings, Camrost always comes to the fray with options at every level. So with EXS, it'll be no different. We've got, the approachable suites at 550 square feet. That'll be a 1+ den, all the way up to a sub 900 square foot split 2-bedroom corner suite. So you'll have suites at every increment depending on what sort of approachability you and your clients are looking for to enter into this limited opportunity.
Right. And finally, can you tell us why you think that Exchange District really outperforms its competition?
For sure. At the end of the day, you're in real estate and you know this better than me, it's location, location, location. So not only the location of the district being center ice Mississauga and the most enviable location, but the fact that EXS is in Exchange District proper. It's in the award-winning development. It's right across the street from Square One. So you have access. You're really at your doorstep. You have access to these world-class amenities that you're just not finding in other developments yet.
Right.
So on top of the location of it being in the award-winning Exchange District, you've got its overall location of, being probably center ice Mississauga.
Right.
So at the end of the day, the real differentiation factor is not only the Camrost difference, but the location as well.
Right. And there's a lot of variables that I'm seeing now that tell me that it's a great time to actually buy pre-construction. So the difference between detached prices and condos is at an all-time high.
Yep.
And the difference between pre-construction now and resale is at an all-time low.
Exactly,
So
yes.
to me, that says like this is a great time to buy pre-construction.
It definitely is, especially if you've got clients who don't want to enter into bidding wars and don't want to deal with the hassle of all this and want to buy new, right? It's like looking at something like a car. Some people will lease, some people will buy, some people will buy used, but it's just a bit of a more approachable experience if you're going to buy pre-construction because you're buying from a developer, a reputable developer like Camrost. You're able to see that the gaps are growing to to detached homes versus condominiums, and then the resale gaps are shrinking. So really, this is a great opportunity to get in, to be able to be the first person in the in the residence, and to have something for yourself.
Right, and as you were mentioning earlier, there's 75 Fortune 500 companies, so the tenant pool is very strong in Mississauga.
It's huge,
Rents
yes.
are actually nearly as high, or if not as high as downtown Toronto.
So when we started EX1, the gap in rentals was probably about 10-12%.
Yeah.
Now it's down to 1.8%.
Wow.
Throughout the entire pandemic, Mississauga was one of the, downtown Mississauga, the city center of Mississauga was one of the only markets that did not suffer a drop in rental rates.
Right.
So you can see that because the people who are in Mississauga is because they work in this location or go to school in this location, with University of Toronto's Mississauga campus being just a short commute away. You see that it's a very strong pool in this area for tenants. So it's a very advantageous place for clients that are looking for that option.
Yeah, so thank you for bringing this really exciting development. What advice could you give somebody who's looking to get a suite in the last phase available?
If you're looking to get a suite, please reach out to Sehr and the My Condo Source team. We're looking forward to continuing our relationship together, and let's get you into this limited release.
So there you have it, guys. It's not often that you get a condo project that has the developer experience, area amenities, transit infrastructure, and all the growth that's coming to the heart of city center all in one. So if you're looking to secure a suite today, please contact me at 416-456-9675 or visit mycondosource.com. Thanks for watching.